Oh, hello, it's your number one Fat Asian, and let me be your guide to the final for the second biggest football tournament in the world. Yes, it has been a long month in Germany, but through the crucible of battle, only two teams remain. But before we get into the final, first, I gotta tell you how we got here. Oh, and real quick, follow me on IG, @TheFatAsianOfficial. Hit me up there and follow my stories to see my live reactions to the final in real time. But without further ado, let us begin with the round of 8. And first up, we had Germany versus Spain. And pretty much, welcome to the final of Euro 2024. Yeah, these two titans have pretty much far and away looked like the two best teams at the tournament of the colonizers. And there is like a 90% chance whoever won this is going to go on and win the whole thing. And yeah, I would say it lived up to the hype. There was some sexy back and forth action. Spain looking the more dangerous. Kai Havertz kept on getting into dangerous positions. And then he kept on doing what he's been doing all tournament long. Being completely helpless in front of net. At this point, I don't think this man could finish if he had a naked Dua Lipa in front of him, giving him JOI. If you're under 18, don't look that up. Don't. But if we're being honest, you filthy little fuckers probably know what it is. You're probably onto something way more degenerate. Spain finally find the breakthrough in the 52nd minute in the most Spanish way possible. Yeah, guess who? Lamine Yamal hits a perfectly weighted cutback, and Dani Olmo just passes it into the net. And it looked like España would nurse this 1-0 lead all the way to a victory. Until in the 89th minute, when the gracious host of this tournament said, "We ain't going out like no bitch." And up steps Florian Wirtz, and he conjures up some of that never-losing black magic that he's been serving up all season long, and off of a goal-mouth scramble, he equalizes for Deutschland. 1-1, and we all wondered, would there be yet another chapter written in this summer fairy tale for Germany? And that was the full 90. We go to 2 periods of extra time, and for the most part, it looked like it was going to go to pen, which historically is in the Germans' favor, because you know anything about Germans and pens.
This motherfucker don't miss.
But España proved why they're the best team in this tournament, and they didn't want to leave it up to the dice roll of the penalty shootout. Nah. In the 121st minute, Carvajal hits a quality cross into the box. Now, of all people, Moreno comes out of nowhere pretty much and hits a header of perfection. It nestles into the top corner of the net, and just like that, La Roja has given the German summer fairy tale a grim ending. We move on. It's their tournament to lose. This trophy is pretty much in their hands right now. As for Germany, the curse of the host nation finally came to reap its tithe. But I think it's a good time to remind everyone that before this tournament even started, no one had Germany as the favorites, or even close to the favorites. In fact, this return to form has been a pleasant surprise, because ever since they won the World Cup in 2016, they've been sucking dick ever since. So hang your heads high, Germany. The future is bright. But really, because of extra time, we didn't really have a lot of time to process what we had just seen, because a mere 20 minutes later, we had France versus my dark horse and my $20 bet to win the whole thing in Portugal. Yeah, we were really spoiled to a football feast on Friday. And early on, France looked good. A lot more fluid than they had in the previous matches, but Portugal had the majority of possession. Rafael Leao was roasting Jules Koundé all game long. He was roasting pretty much everyone. The man was unplayable. Rafael Leao looked in this game the way people think Mbappe plays like. Just a mesmerizing combination of pace and skill. But speaking of the injured turtle, Mbappe had yet another forgettable appearance. The highlight was him getting hit in the face with the ball, and then he had to be subbed out because he hurt his boo-boo. Yeah. Somehow, the mask has given him zero aura. If anything, he's given him negative aura. It's like a debuff on the longer he wears it. But as for the rest of the match, long story short, we go the full 90, we get 2 extra periods, and for the second match in the row, Portugal is going to penalties. And you gotta think, Portugal is feeling kind of cocky when it comes to penalties. I mean, they just had a perfect penalty shootout in their last match. 3 saved, 3 made, easy work. But this time, the hero, Diego Costa, didn't save a goddamn thing. And we come down to who blinked first, and you kind of knew, when João Felix stepped up, he was gonna choke. Yeah, he didn't look confident, he pings it off the post, and just continues his legacy of being one of the most overhyped wonderkins to come out in recent memory. And just like that, Ronaldo is sent to the retirement home. Abruptly, suddenly, violently. We have seen the last of one of the greatest players to ever kick a leather ball. This is history that we are witnessing. But more importantly, my $20 bet is ruined! Damn you, France. Listen. And yeah, stinky France somehow fall ass backwards into the semifinals without scoring a single goal from open play the entire tournament. It's been a penalty and 2 own goals. As the rest of Europe screams like Jesse Pinkman, they can't keep on getting away with this. And one might ask, how the fuck have they done this? I'll tell you how. By going on a defensive run that would rival the 2001 Baltimore Ravens. William Saliba is looking like the best defender on the planet at the moment. N'Golo Kante apparently took a sensu beam before this tournament and is back to the height of his powers. And their keeper Mania has been Gandalf the Black in front of net. None shall pass. And that has carried them into the semifinals versus España. And then we get to the hate watch portion in the final 8. England versus Switzerland. In the last video, I said that the Swiss should beat England 3-1. The funnier option is that England somehow get through. And England, you did it again. Boring, lethargic, listless beans on toast football is here to stay, apparently. Southgate's reign of football terrorism is forever. There wasn't a shot on target for either team until the 50th minute. But finally, the Swiss get it done. The quality shows through. They get a goal through Donald Bielembolo, but then, only 5 minutes later, England once again get a star player to bail them out. This time, it was Bukayo Saka, who, much like Jude Bellingham, had done pretty much fuck all the entire tournament, and then goes and shapes an inch-perfect shot into the box that kisses the inside of the post, and England have equalized. It's a goal that he scored many a time for Arsenal, and with only 10 minutes left in the game, they push it to extra time, and neither team really went for it.
It's a tie.
So we're going, once again, to pen. And at this point, you definitely think the Swiss are going to do it, because if you know anything about England and their history at major tournaments with pens, they're not very good. But the Swiss started off, Akanji steps up and just hits the worst pen taken at this tournament. God awful. Pickford gets an easy save, and that was it. Yeah, I was as shocked as you guys, because England won a perfect 5-0 on their pens, including a no-look penalty by Ivan Toney. And with that Akanji miss, that pushes them to the next round. Piers Morgan is complimenting Saka on Twitter, which I'm pretty sure is one of the signs of the apocalypse. And this is a bit of redemption for England, because at the last Euros, they went out on pens in the final. And with the number of black players missing those penalties, you know what social media did. Got really racist. But not this time, as many pointed out that all 4 black players made their pen. But this was swiftly corrected to remind people that it was all 5.
Real bad man, no muggle in a shot. Straight jeans, cut off foot pants.
But there you go. The Brexit boys are on to the semifinals, just playing the worst football we have seen in the Southgate era. And that's saying a lot. And they both are now in the semis. But for some reason, the French are labeled serial winner, and England are labeled football terrorists. They're both football terrorists. It's Al-Qaeda and La ISIS. They got here the same way. But anyway, let's talk about the last match. Netherlands versus Turkey. And this was a game that had fucking goals in it. After watching the two slogfest that was England and France advancing, this was a little bit of a palate cleanser. And man, Turkey, hats off. Arda Güler, what a tournament this kid is having. Real Madrid, you did well. You did well to snatch up this kid before this tournament, because he would have cost 100 million after this. And in this game, he does what he's been doing the whole entire tournament. Whips in an immaculate cross with his off foot, by the way, to put Turkey up 1-0. But in the second half, the Dutch, they pour it on. They put the pressure, they strewn, they find the equalizer. And shortly after that, the most OP character in Smash, the Meta Knight of Euro 2024, enters the chat. And Cody Gakpo somehow finds another goal. I mean, it goes down as an own goal, but he pretty much scores this. And then the last 20 minutes of this match is just Max Holloway and Justin Gagey going to the center of the ring and just fucking slugging it out, throwing hands at each other. But in the end, only one can move on. Sadly, Turkey had to hit the deck. The Netherlands come from behind to advance. And yeah, Cody Gakpo is just too OP, bro. The man is carrying the team like he's Faker. And that was round of 8. Sadly, this is where all the Cinderella stories struck midnight. The Swiss and Turkey have been fantastic to watch this tournament. But now, it's only the Giga Chad nations that are left in the tournament of the colonizers. So let's get into the semis. France versus España. Mbappe opted to dump the debuff mask, and instantly, he gets an assist. Yeah, we didn't think it was possible, but France can actually score from open play. Unfortunately for France, though, Lamine Yamal decides to respond by hitting the goal of the fucking tournament. Look at this thing, and from him! This is so annoying, because this is all people are gonna see. I was at a bar watching the game yesterday, and a bunch of Americans, they don't even know his name, but they were like, yo, that 16-year-old's really good. And yes, Lamine Yamal is excellent, but I've seen him play. This kid can't finish his homework, but he goes and he shapes an inch-perfect floater to beat the superb Mania. Oh my god, kissing the inside of the post. And anytime you hit woodwork or you hit a post, it's just more aesthetically satisfying. But once again, Spain proved that they're just different. And they've gone down plenty of times. It doesn't matter. The drums of Revolution start playing. They go Gear 5 Luffy. And with ease, they unlock France's vaulted defense. Dani Almo ties himself in the Golden Boot race, and it's 2-1 España. And this is mere minutes after Lamine Yamal's wonder goal. We have to face facts. Spain are the main character of this tournament arc. And let's be honest, France have been living on borrowed time at the Euros. And 2 goals from open play was asking too much of them. La Roja, see it out, and football is healing. At least we're rid of one of the most boring teams to watch at this goddamn tournament. And this tournament has been excellent otherwise, except for 2 teams France and England. So it's up to you, Netherlands. Yeah, the other semifinal was the Dutch versus the English. And I have to mention before we start, the Dutch have been one of the most entertaining fan bases to watch this summer. And this has been their signature move at Euros 2024. Just look at it. 75,000 white people dancing in somewhat of a coordinated fashion. This right here, more impressive than the Lamine Yamal goal. But in the penultimate game of the tournament of the colonizers, we have the football terrorists of England versus the Netherlands, who've just been power spamming Cody Gakpo. Early on, the Dutch were in control. Tiny Xavi Simons somehow powers Declan Rice off of the ball, drives toward the box, and then drops a power bomb past Pickford's tiny T-Rex arms to punch the Netherlands into the lead. And I was like, ooh, is this where my hate watch ends? Because I'm crediting the announcers. They showed a graphic that in the semifinals of the Euros, teams are 19-2 when they score first. But then England, and I'm not talking the shitty England we've seen all tournament. No, the England that we thought we were going to see all tournament decides to show up. Collectively, they lean forward in their gamer chair and play the best fucking football they played all summer. Complete control, wave after wave of attack. The Dutch are overwhelmed, and finally, the dam breaks. Dumfries gives away a controversial penalty, and Harry Kane steps up. And he says, fuck it, to all this stutter step nonsense. Nah, King Kane gives it a proper meat pie smash. And we're all tied up, and the siege of the Netherlands continues. Kobe Mainoo slips in Phil Foden, who beats the young keeper of the Netherlands, only for Dumfries to redeem himself and stop the ball inches from crossing over the goal line. And let me tell you, the Dutch have never been happier to hear a halftime whistle. I gotta give them credit. A fantastic half of football. Finally, this is the England we have been waiting to see all tournament long. And coming out of halftime, England go right back to playing like dog shit. And it's just a slog through the second 45. And going to the 80th minute, it pretty much looks like for the third game in a row, England are gonna go to extra time. But then Gareth Southgate, the football terrorist that he is, decides to take off Harry Kane to put on Ollie Watkins, a player who has not played a single minute in this entire tournament. It was a bit of a weird late game gambit. But if you look at the advanced metrics, Ollie Watkins is one of the most deadly accurate strikers when he's inside of the box. And what has Harry Kane been allergic to this entire tournament? Getting into the box. So Ollie Watkins comes on, and what does he do? He runs into the box. Cole Palmer finds him, and Ollie Watkins' first touch of the game takes it away from the defender, and his second touch is a shot from a stupid angle. He needs to be perfect, and he is. With his second touch of the game, he sends England into the final of Euro 2024. Gareth Southgate is the Joey Wheeler of world football. He just throws random cards onto the field. His inner monologue is, I'm fucked. But somehow, he time wizards his way into beating Seto Kaiba. We don't know how they got here, but England, through stinking up this entire tournament, are now just one win away from it all coming home. How did this happen? Spain, on the other hand, have made it look easy the whole way. They've won in every way that you could ask for. Come from behind? No problem. Pass the team to death? Easy work. Have a couple players that can make something happen out of nothing? Check, check, check. Yes, Spain is excellent. They should win. But that is not what is important. No. Good viewer, come closer. What's really important is that England fans are finally invested. Yes. This is my dream. All right, I'm not crazy, right? They have to be invested. 3 dramatic wins in a row. At minimum, England fans are walking around mumbling, it's coming home. And at best, they're all in. I've seen the social media posts like, maybe we might win it. And that's all I need. That's all I need, baby. Because now, it's gonna make it so delicious when this team breaks their country's heart again. I said it at the start. The hate watch was always on England. And now, we have the final that this tournament deserves. It is Beauty versus the Beast. Spain have looked a class above everybody since this tournament began. They have a 16-year-old that should be named the player of this tournament, and they truly deserve to win. But England are the unkillable beast Kaido. Despite the best terrorist efforts of Osama bin Southgate, this group of ragtag superstars have showed up exactly when the country needed them, just presenting an all-you-can-eat buffet of shit for 90 minutes before a random star player remembers, oh yeah, I'm good at football, and then bails him out at the end of the game. So what is my prediction for the final? Spain. Duh, like it's not even close. They should devour him. But maybe, just maybe, is England a team of destiny? Do they just have that Real Madrid plot armor? That it doesn't matter if they're down, it doesn't matter how late in the game it is, it doesn't matter if the other team is better than them. All tournament long, they have somehow, like a cockroach, found a way to survive. So I ask this you, my good viewer, who truly is the main character of Euro 2024? Welcome to the season finale, where we will see Gear 5 Luffy face off against the unkillable beast Kaido. And for me, I cannot wait that when the full time is up, I will hop onto IG, stare into the camera like Stephen A. Smith, and laugh. Just fucking laugh. England, don't let me down. My hate watch has edged me to a precipice, and I deserve this. Our hate watch deserves this ending, and you know it's coming. So just enjoy it. That is going to be it from me. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy what I do, please leave a like. Helps pay my bills. Yeah, you think this Balenciaga is real? Nah, bro. My uncle works at the factory. But yeah, follow me on IG to get my smug looks after the tournament at the Fat Asian Official. Thank you to Doc for help editing me this video. Thank you to all my lovely patrons keeping me alive and well. Shoutouts to John Oliver, Elm, and Matai for being in the GO tier. And yeah, until next time, boys, it's coming home.